Tato. Welcome to this session 5 of the Manaaki program. My name's Cherie McCaw. I'm the occupational therapist at Mercy Hospice, and I'm going to present some information about living with reduced energy. So whether you're a patient with an illness or a caregiver, chances are you will experience a period of having some reduced energy. So I hope this will be a helpful presentation to people in both situations. So as you can see from this slide here, there are many things that can impact our energy, and it is always worth speaking with your GP or medical practitioners if you are experiencing reduced energy, because there are some causes that can be treated. And if that's possible, then obviously we want to be able to do that. So some causes or impacts on our energy can be from illness. It can be from treatments that we are receiving to treat that illness. It can be from some medications that we might be using. If you're in a lot of pain or in constant pain, this can also be very fatiguing. So being able to manage your pain can actually also help improve your energy levels. Having reduced appetite or not eating as much as usual can impact your energy, as can the amount of sleep that we have. Things such as emotions and mood also impact our energy. So if we're feeling quite stressed or anxious about things, this can make us feel more fatigued than usual. It's been shown that doing a little bit of exercise each day can actually have a positive effect on our energy and increase it a little bit. And there are other things such as the weather, other people we encounter day to day that also impact our energy. Some people lift our mood and make us feel energized after having talked to them. Others may do the opposite. So one of the main things around being able to manage your energy levels a bit better is, first of all, understanding your fatigue. What causes you to feel tired? Are there things that make it worse? And are there some things that help when you find that you're lacking energy? What things do you do that you find useful and makes you feel a little bit better again? Some people find it useful to look at if there's any patterns to their fatigue. So some people might find that there's a daily pattern. So they wake up feeling a bit more energized and have a bit more energy in the morning. And then as the day goes on, this reduces. Or vice versa. Some people find they have more energy in the evening. Or some people find that they might have a pattern to their energy levels across the week. So they feel a bit more energized at the beginning of the week, but as the end of the week rolls around, then they're feeling more fatigued. When you understand what your fatigue is like and what helps it, and when and where you feel more fatigued, you can actually make allowances for that and plan activities around that. So we have something called the 5P toolkit, which helps in, managing the level of energy that you have. So the 5Ps include prioritizing, planning, pacing, posture and positioning, and permission. So I'm going to give you a little bit more information about these in the next few slides. Prioritizing is about establishing which activities are most important to you and using your energy to achieve these activities rather than others that you don't put a lot of importance on, or perhaps others could do for you instead. So a way to consider this is think about the activities that you need to do and must do, the ones that you would like to be doing or want to do, What activities do you do now that you could potentially delegate to others so that you have a bit more energy to spend on the ones you want to do? And are there any activities that you could stop doing altogether and the consequences wouldn't be too drastic? Planning. So planning is about thinking ahead to minimize any excess spending of energy. So it might be thinking about planning over your week. So um, as we talked about, if there's an activity that you want to do on a particular day that takes a lot of energy, having some rest days either side of that. It might be looking at your day so that you've got um, activities that require a lot of energy when you're feeling your best, and then quieter activities when you know that you don't feel the greatest during the day. It may be looking at things like, for example, if you have a two-story house, gathering all the things you need for an activity or task in one go rather than having to go up and down the stairs several times a day. Same with going from room to room. So, gathering the things that you need for an activity before you start to prevent rushing backwards and forwards. Also, plan some time for rest. So, schedule that into your day and make sure you have time to rest and do a bit of self care. And break big activities into smaller parts. So, could you reduce an activity such as making the evening meal and do smaller parts of that throughout the day so that when you get to the end of the day, you don't have to do such a big task? Pacing. So, I've mentioned this a little bit already, but it's about alternating low energy activities with energies that take a lot of with activities that take a lot of energy. So you may schedule in your shower in the morning, but then follow that by a rest break, and um, then by an activity that requires a little bit more energy, and so forth through the day. Try not to overdo or rush any activities. So the more we rush, the more energy we use when we're doing that. So it's better to do it at a slower, more considered pace over a longer period of time than rush through it in a short period of time. And if you can, try and reserve some energy for any unexpected events that might happen. For example, a visitor turning up at your door or an unexpected phone call. So, posture and positioning is thinking about how we actually do an activity. So, are there ways that we could be doing it that don't require as much energy? For example, sitting to have our shower or to prepare some food rather than standing at the bench. Um, Try using larger muscle groups when you can. So, those are the muscles of our legs and buttocks, really, rather than our arms. Try and reduce the amount of lifting, reaching, stretching, and ongoing standing if we can in activities. So, have a look at your environment. Are there things that are stored up high or down low that you're continually needing to reach for? Could we put them at waist level so that it's easier to access and doesn't require so much movement? And also think about using adaptive equipment. So, having a stool in the shower will reduce the amount of energy it takes to complete a shower, or using a walking frame means that you are not using so much energy when you're walking and allows you to walk a little bit further, usually. And the last P is permission. So give yourself permission to have a break. You don't have to be on the go all the time. Um, it's often our own expectations that we have of ourselves that say we need to be achieving these activities or tasks and we need to be doing them to a certain level. So often those are expectations that come from within us and not necessarily from others. And if we can look at those and allow ourselves to give it, allow ourselves to change those expectations, it can actually bring a lot of relief and allow you to have energy that you could spend on other things that are more important. And the other thing is to ask others for help. So others often want to help, but they don't always know how. So actually having some ideas of things that people could do that would really help you out, um, people often welcome that. I hope you found this helpful, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you. Bye.